We'll see.
All right, last question for you guys. So we're Maj thinks the Niners are going to win the Super Bowl. Nick's a little skeptical. I haven't decided yet. I'm kind of like Maj because I'm a big fan of the team. But if when do you guys think the Super Bowl window will close for good, or at least the window for this core?
I'm gonna be a 49ers homer. I don't.
You can be a homer.
No, I don't want to be a homer.
I don't want
I
to
don't
be
wanna
He's
be a
having an
homer.
existential crisis on stream right now.
I think
I'm a
like
homer, but I don't want to be.
probably when they get a little bit older, but they already are. They're already so old. Like I'm the type of guy right now. This year, I think if this core stays healthy, we always have a chance to win the Super Bowl. And then maybe when they get to that age where it's like Fred Warner's like 35 or something, then it's closed.
I love the optimism. Nick, what do you think?
I don't know. I'm such like a I'm the complete opposite of like how the Niners run their organization. That's how I think. Meaning, I think if you do not have a chance to win a Super Bowl, you do whatever it takes to get to have a chance the next year. Does that make sense? So
Mhm.
for the Niners, for example, they have this old core, and I don't think we're going to win a Super Bowl with this old core, and I don't think we're going to win
Take
it
that back.
this year or next year with this old core. Okay. I've been saying, and what I have said in the past is 2 years ago when we had Hufunga, Dre still, all those players, and we were looking horrible at the trade deadline. That is when you should have picked up the phone to every single NFL team and said, "Hey, I got a Hufunga for you. I got a Dre Greenlaw for you. I got a George Kittle for you. You know what I mean? Like I have a Nick Bosa for you. You
Yeah.
know, and sell the team, get as many picks as you can, and rebuild with a young core. Keep Kyle and all that. So
That's how the Oklahoma City built their juggernaut, right? I mean, they
of
tanked.
course,
They
of
traded
course.
Paul George.
They said, "Oh, you want a Paul George? Yeah, we'll take SGA and 5 first-round picks
Yeah,
and
thanks. Appreciate
ransack
it.
your."
Oh, we're gonna suck for a
Yeah.
little while, but then
I feel like the Niners,
Yeah.
since we're so good at drafting, we should just win through the drafts. We're so good at drafting, so like might as well use that to our advantage.
Yeah.
let me show you guys
I think it's
when
closed.
the window will close if it hasn't closed already.
I
I think it may have closed already, but if you look at
Already?
Brock Purdy, his cap number isn't.
You too. It hasn't closed. It never will.
I mean, technically, it shouldn't be closed because Brock Purdy's cap number isn't too high right now. At $23 million, that's still cheap. And at 2027, $30 million, that's still cheap. That's like mid-level price. In 2028, it's going to go to $56 million. But the most important thing is just look at the guaranteed salary for everyone. None for Purdy, no guaranteed salary for Purdy, no guaranteed salary for Bosa. Trent Williams won't be on the team, void. Fred Warner, no guaranteed salary. Brandon Ayuk won't be on the team. Kittle, no guaranteed salary. McCaffrey won't be on the team. Lenore, no guaranteed salary. Like the Niners can press the eject button in 2028 and do a hard reset.
Yeah.
And I wonder, like, Kyle isn't even under contract in 2028. None of these guys are really guaranteed to be on the team in 2028. And it's not that the Niners necessarily will like fire Kyle, but it's possible that Kyle and John, well, forget John. It's possible that Kyle will just look up in 2028 and be like, damn, man, Trent's not here. Christian's not here. Could be a few more. Maybe I don't want to rebuild. Maybe I'd rather just like not get an extension with the Niners, go somewhere else if I get the blessing from my family, and you go somewhere on the other side of the country where I don't have to travel so much, and I get to coach a Hall of Fame quarterback as opposed to starting over with Brock. I think that's when they have to start rebuilding by 2028, and I wonder if Kyle wants to be a part of that.
But he could start over.
He could,
one
sooner
and
or
two,
later.
he did it already.
Yeah.
He did it already. Like when he
Sooner or
first
later
took
they
over,
get
or he could go to another team and have his pick of
I mean,
franchises.
maybe he doesn't want to do it again, but at the same time, it's like he already did it with the Niners, and he knows what it takes to build a Super Bowl contending roster.
Here are my prize picks for the 49ers 2026 season. Brock Purdy, 25.5 passing touchdowns, more or less. I'm going to say less. Christian McCaffrey, 974.5 rushing yards, more or less. I'm going to say less. Mike Evans, 924.5 receiving yards. More or less? That's a tough one. I'm going with less. Go to Prize Picks, use promo code HMA, play $5 and get 50 instantly in lineups. Again, that's code HMA. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. What
He
if
did
he
it year
feels like
after
his
year.
ownership is too concerned with soccer and Australia?
But that's a good thing for Kyle. Kyle wants all the control. If it was up to him, he would have an owner just like Jed York who gives no fucks and says, "Yeah, I'll write a check when you are actually looking to win a Super Bowl, and you do you." Like that's literally how Jed is with Kyle. Kyle, it's not like most of the owners would be like at this point be like, "Okay, Kyle, figure it the fuck
I
out."
appreciate you
know?
pushing back. I'm going to push back against because I'm trying to get to the heart of the matter here. So what if after this year they get rid of John Lynch and they're like, "Look, Kyle, we love you so much, man. We want you to be here for the long haul. We just need to get a better
Mhm.
a better GM, and he's going to have final say." Kyle's like, "Man, fuck that," and that's another reason why he leaves in a couple of years. Because it's like, you want me to rebuild, but you're going to ask Joe Schmo to be the rebuilder, and I don't get to do it. I don't want that.
Kyle would pick. Jed's not going to pick the GM. He didn't originally.
Then there's no point in getting rid of John Lynch if they eventually do. They're just going to bring in a new John Lynch with a different name and a different face to do the same exact thing, which is to let Kyle make the picks.
That's also
Right?
possible. It's also possible, yeah.
See, I hope they don't do that. I hope they don't fire John Lynch just to replace him with John Lynch 2.0.
Yeah.
But so you want them to, if they fire John, you want them to fire John and bring in somebody that is a GM who makes every
That's
pick.
what I would like. But that assumes that Kyle would go for that. And I feel like if the Niners start doing that and they actually try to do a rebuild, I could see Kyle being like, you know what?
I think
I'm
sooner or
gonna
later
go
they
coach
just gotta-
Baltimore Ravens, or I'm gonna go coach the Buffalo Bills. Thank you very much. Now, maybe his family doesn't want to get up and move to Buffalo.
Yeah.
But if I were Kyle, I would want to coach Josh Allen.
But is that
And I
not
feel
how it
like
should be?
if he called them up and was like, "Guess what I want to do?" They'd be like, Joe Brady, you're out.
Yeah.
Thank you."
I agree, and I get that. But isn't that what a GM head coach relationship should be? Like, hey, I'm gonna make all the picks. You can obviously talk to me about what wide receivers you like, what wide receivers you
Yeah.
think would fit well in your system, running backs,
Right.
quarterbacks. Like Kyle would be heavily involved in a quarterback conversation if they were going that route. But outside of that, it's like, why are you involved in a cornerback pick or even an offensive line pick when you haven't picked an offensive lineman in 8 years?
Here's my question. Do you think that Kyle is so involved in the draft because he insists on being involved, or because the general manager is John Lynch, who doesn't really have strong opinions about college players and is deferring to Kyle, so Kyle has no choice but to take the lead? I don't know the answer, but I think it's an important distinction. Is Kyle forced to do the job, or is he intrusive? I don't know.
And that's why I asked after the draft. I was like, is this a John pick or a Kyle pick? Like for all the picks. And
I mean,
you're
Stribling
right.
felt like Kyle, right? Kalen Black felt like Kyle, or
yeah. Well, the running back
Bobby
pick
Turner,
always
which is
feels
a,
like
which is a
Kyle.
proxy of Kyle.
Yeah, the running back pick is always feels like a Kyle pick for sure.
Yes.
Kyle didn't look that happy with Stribling though. Like Kyle usually like looks hype, but I don't know.
But it is interesting
Kyle's so
because go ahead.
I was gonna say Kyle's so funny because he's like we're universally regarded as a top 5 coach. He's so good at play calling, but he's responsible for some of the worst draft picks and like in-game decisions of all time. Someone so good can also be so bad at certain times, which is why he's my favorite person to cover, man. He's so interesting.
It is interesting too because we're talking about like if it is a Kyle and John collaboration thing, if it's like a John's too scared to make the pick. But then again, I always come back to the Trey Lance pick, and not because of like how it went down, but it's almost like everybody talks about Kyle wanted Mac, and then the Niners ended up picking Trey. So it's like
so who
who
talked him out of
really,
it?
it's like who
Or
really
did Kyle
is in
lose his
charge?
nerve because he saw what all the response was online? And he's like, I don't want to be the villain here.
Yeah, and it could be super deep, and it could be all these things that played into, or it could be as simple as like Jed said, you guys need to figure out this together, and one like Kyle couldn't make the decision, and Jed and John had multiple other scouts or whatever in his back hip when it came to Trey Lance. Like, it's so interesting because that one pick changed the discourse of this franchise so much. And yeah, I don't know.
I see people say this a lot. I'd give Kyle a 10-year extension right now. That,
Yeah.
I would too.
Who would you get to replace Kyle? He's so good. He's so irreplaceable. Do you guys feel that way?
Yeah.
Yeah. I honestly, here's the thing. If you're talking about head coaches, he's top 3 and he's not 3, and he will continue to be top 3
I just disagree.
for that 10 years. It's the problem is not the
disagree.
coaching. Like last year, our roster was horrible.
I
So
think
many injuries, and we still won. What was
Yeah.
it, 10 or 11 games, and went to the playoffs and beat the Eagles, who everybody and their mother says they have the best GM in the NFL. The problem is not Kyle. The problem
Dude,
is
the Eagles weren't good
drafting.
last year. Come on. Kevin
On
Kasulo-
paper,
They
were.
had a
Kasulo
good
year.
defense. They just came
Jalen
off a
Hurts.
Super Bowl win. Just because they had like bogus stuff
You knew
happening
the
in the
Niners were going to
locker
win that
room.
game.
No,
I mean,
we were underdogs. Well, Grant, you know everything. Come on.
Thank
if
you.
I knew the Niners
what I
were
was
going to
pushing
win, I would have went to Prize Picks and put in code HMA,
Yeah.
and I would have taken the more.
Grant, I think you don't like Kyle Shanahan because maybe you want to be the next head coach in the Niners.
I do. No, I don't. I would be very bad. But here's the thing. People be like, he's irreplaceable. Wait a second. Just in the last couple of years, Mike McDonald, Ben Johnson, Liam Cohn, like, there are good coaches out there, man. It's
Yeah,
not
there's
like
good
Kyle's the
coaches.
only coach available. And at a certain point, how many years does he get to win a Super Bowl? Forever? Forever, ever? Forever, ever? At a certain point, there has to be a cutoff, right? And we're getting on year 10. He gets 20
Certain
years
point,
to win
yeah.
a Super Bowl. I mean, Mike McDonald did it in 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's also put into the fact most of those picks weren't Mike McDonald's picks, or he wasn't a part of that front office
True.
when those picks were
That's
happening.
true.
So we can't just act like Mike McDonald didn't walk into a
Great spot.
a Witherspoon who's a top 5 cornerback in the NFL.
That's true.
And-
But entering 2025, no one was like, hey, yo, the Seahawks are going to win the Super Bowl this year. Their team is loaded. No one said that.
For sure. He obviously has a great defensive scheme. Like, nobody's arguing that. He's one of the best defensive-minded head coaches in the NFL. But he also had a great offensive coordinator. They walked into trading Geno Smith for Sam Darnold. That was a freebie. And if they have Geno Smith, they're not winning that Super Bowl. I don't care if Mike McDonald's their head coach. I do not care. They do not win that Super Bowl with Geno Smith. And Sam Darnold wasn't even that good.
Here's what I want to
Yeah.
say about Kyle. He was cutting edge 10 years ago. The whole league has adopted his principles, which is a testament to him and Sean McVay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's a lot of smart guys who have built on what he's doing, a.k.a. Ben Johnson,
Yeah.
Liam Cohn. I'm not saying they're better than Kyle, but there's a lot of smart guys doing similar things. And there's some killer defensive coaches in the league right now. Killer.
Yeah.
And the Niners fucking had one last year. I'm just saying. Obviously, they couldn't do the switcheroo, but I would have kept Solomon. But maybe I'm wrong. He failed on the Jets. I think he is up there with, dude. Brian Flores would be a great head coach, dude. I know he failed with the Dolphins, but everyone fails with the Dolphins. That guy is right there with Mike McDonald. He's
Yeah.
available. I'm just saying.
I agree. I also
Yeah.
think that offensive players would hate to be coached by Brian Flores. But I do agree with you. I do think he's right up there with Mike McDonald. I love him. But I do
Yep.
think the offensive players would not be a big fan of that head coaching sign.
Yeah, he's tough. He's tough on quarterbacks. He would need
Very,
someone established, not someone young who needs to be
very. But
propped up.
also, to your point, if he found a way to work with the offense and convey what he sees in his head when it comes to defenses on the offensive side of the ball, I think it would be awesome. But
I would also just be interested in bringing in someone from the Seahawks, the defensive staff. Like, it seems like they're the cutting edge right now, and they're ahead of everyone. And it seems like defenses are a little bit ahead of offenses right now. Like, offense sucked in the NFL last year, with the exception of the Rams sometimes, but they didn't even make it to the Super Bowl.
It always
the
flip flops.
The Seahawks won the Super Bowl with the kicking field goals. Go ahead.
I was just saying it always flip flops. Like the
It does.
defense is ahead, and in a couple years the offense will take it back, and the defense will be trying to figure out the offense. But yeah, I agree. It's the defensive league so far the last couple of years.
It just seems like Kyle was too successful in the sense that, like, the whole league adopted his offense, most of it. And so Every defense sees it every day in practice. Every team's exposed to it. Every defensive coordinator has to have an answer for it. It's been 10 years. And you have some really smart guys who were younger than Kyle who have his number right now. And now the burden's on him and all, his tree to evolve. And we saw McVay do a little bit of that last year. I think it's going to be hard for Kyle to evolve with Juszczyk on the field, which is what I keep freaking saying. And Juszczyk sticks around. And
hey, Grant, he's a great player.
So good. He's a culture guy, man.
Yes.
Age ain't nothing but a number with Kyle Juszczyk.
The juice.
Kyle Juszczyk does have a great touchdown celebration. That's what I love about him.
He's a family man. He's a culture guy.
Yeah. Just a great guy all around. Just an awesome guy. Grant's
Did
best
you get
friend.
a Juszczyk jersey?
No, I got that. You remember that box I opened up?
Yeah.
That's the only
You were
Juszczyk
excited
jersey
about
I
that.
have. So
Yeah.
hyped. Yes. Go, man. Kyle, let's do it.
I bought his sweatshirt like 3 years back, the sweatshirt, and he signs it. It's like got a juice
You got a
box
signed
on it.
Juszczyk sweatshirt?
Yeah. He signs all of his clothing line. It was like 3 years ago. Dude, it's
He
a
has a
sick
clothing
sweatshirt.
line?
Yeah, it's a sick sweatshirt, dude. I will have to say.
A fullback.
We'll have to say.
Okay, next topic. Because we're going to be breaking down Kyle Juszczyk's clothing brand. That's a deep yard to the offseason.
Most overrated player I've ever covered. Oh my goodness, dude. This guy's gotten so much ink and time on screen because he went to Harvard.
Yeah.
And he could talk
He's
about
smart
other people.
and he plays good football, and his wife is very talented.
How many catches over under for Kyle Juszczyk this year?
How many did he have last year?
Yeah, how many
I'm
did he have last
gonna tell you.
year?
Guess how many catches he had last year.
I'm gonna guess like it's somewhere around 20 would be my
23.
guess.
Dude, no, he had a huge fucking year last year. 24.
24.
11.
24,
Yeah.
man.
24.
Yeah,
oh my God.
my guess is because we have a lot of weapons if they stay healthy. I'm gonna go with 16.
I'm going to go with 11.
No, man. I'm going with 30 because Kittle's out. He's gonna have 30.
Dude,
He's gonna be a band. He's gonna
could
be a
see-
first team all pro again, and he's gonna shove it in my face.
dude,
First
is
team
there a
All-Pro Kyle
world
Juszczyk.
where he plays tight end this year?
Yeah,
No.
Is there a
he
world?
can't play that position.
Dude, he's so.
My take
I
on
don't
Kyle
actually-
Juszczyk is that he doesn't have a position. He's not a fullback. Fullbacks
know
have
what
to
he
be
does.
able to run the ball. He can't do that, and he's not a tight end. Man.
He's just a
small.
waste of
He's
space.
Positionless. He's a weapon.
He's a weapon.
A weapon.
But he went to Harvard. He's a glue guy. Extremely
Defenses?
intelligent player.
Defenses,
Yeah.
when they're lined up and they see Kyle Juszczyk, they're shitting
They're
their
like,
pants.
what do we do?
Yeah. they're-
Oh my god. How
Is
do we
that
match
Juice?
up?
Is that
Yeah,
the guy
but
that goes like this? Yeah, guys,
Yeah.
we're cooked. We're done.
Then the chat says now show Tom Rathman stats. Like we can't compare Tom Rathman, dude. Like,
Well,
that's
Tom
not a
Rathman was
fair
like
comparison.
a true fullback in the sense that he ran the ball. Like
Yeah,
in
and
1988,
the best
he had
fullback
100
to ever
carries.
play. Yeah, the best fullback to ever play the game.
Hell yeah. Except for Juszczyk that Kittle says he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. Rathman's not in the Hall of Fame. If Juszczyk makes it to the Hall of Fame and Rathman doesn't, I'm going to be pissed. But
Yeah.
Rathman was never first team all pro or anything. Man, these awards used to mean something.
That
Back
is
in my day.
crazy. He never won first team All Pro. That is crazy.
Yeah, back in my day, these awards used to mean something too.
Maj was born in
2000?
2005.
Yeah.
That's insane, dude.
That's
That is
crazy.
Nick, when were
insane.
you born?
98.
Jeez, Nick, I thought you were like 03.
No.
Grant, when were you born?
I have a wife and a kid, brother.
When do you think I was born?
89.
88.
That's a
Oh
good
my God, I was
guess,
one off.
Maj.
Let's go.
Good
88.
guess.
Look at me.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Actually, no,
Great
Grant, I thought you were
show.
born
Thanks for
2001.
tuning in on a Saturday morning. Make sure you follow Maj on TikTok. He's got like a bajillion followers.
Grant,
And
you,
make sure you
you
follow.
always say this. I think you passed me at TikTok followers.
He's huge on TikTok, man. He's big in Canada. Big Drake fan. Make
Everybody
sure you
knows
listen to the new Drake album, or not, or don't. That Nick hasn't. I haven't yet, but we might have to at some point.
Yeah.
Got to.
I will. I will at some point.
Got to.
I need more things to hate on, so I might give it a listen to. Have a great day. Have a great Saturday.